What's up everybody, my name is Mimi and today we're going to be talking about my favorite projects of 2021. And it's crazy that we're in 2022 already, and it's even crazier that today is like already the 7th of January. I don't know what day it is. It feels like New Year's was literally just yesterday, but we're already in January, like the second week of January. Anyway, let's see, is there anything new that's happened since my last video? Well, I grew my hair into this like short bob and it's like really blunt, but I really like it. I had some crazy work deadlines to meet, so that's why I haven't made a video in a while. But that's over with for now, so I hopefully will be back to a regular schedule of making more videos. Also, I've noticed recently I've got a lot of subscribers. Like the last time I checked it was at 50 and now it's at like 89 or something like that, and that's just like crazy to me that many people are actually interested in what I have to say. Which isn't much, but let's get on to the video. I've got this pile here. If you've been watching my videos, you could probably already guess what my top favorite projects are. So this is like top 5, but I couldn't narrow it down to 5 because I have 2 shawls and I'm just counting that as 1, and these are in no particular order as well. So first we're gonna go with this pink and gray shawl that I did, and guys, I mean, just look at this baby in all its glory. It's so nice and big and soft and pink, and I think it's a cotton alpaca mix. And look at this. So when I put it on, right now, I'm so fancy that I bought a custom shawl pin from, I think it's Uniquely Copper on Etsy. I worked with her to create a shawl pin because I said, I'm wearing all these shawls now, I have to get a shawl pin. So at first I saw this hairpin, right, on her Etsy, and I fell in love with this hairpin because it reminds me of the hairpin that Marshmellow from Stuart Little had. So I really wanted it just for like that sentimental reason. And then I was like, oh, can you make a shawl pin out of this hairpin? And she was like, yeah. So we came up with the design to use a flower, and I really like it. So you just put it here, then go through and back out the other side, and boom, that's it. That's what it looks like. It is super cute. And she sent me another pin. She sent me this leaf pin that I can use like that, and I think that's just like, it's so gorgeous. Like, I feel so fancy with this. It's just so beautiful. I highly recommend her shop if you're looking for shawl pins. She has a lot. If you're looking for anything copper, really, I think she has some jewelry as well. But honestly, I just feel so like a princess when I put this on. Like, oh yes, I'm so posh that I have a shawl pin, which is something I never had before. I never had a use for before because I wasn't making shawls, but now I'm making shawls and I absolutely love it. And I feel like a lot of people say that they'll never make a shawl, but until you get that moment when you're outside and it's like just a little bit chilly, like chilly enough that you want to wrap a blanket around yourself, but you can't go out the house with a blanket, a shawl is where you will find your new best friend. Everyone needs a shawl, okay? You say you don't, and you say you're never gonna make one, but you need one. Just think about it. If you're like in a business meeting on Zoom and you're cold, you can just grab a shawl and you still look professional. Like, I look great right now. I could go anywhere and and it's just so awesome. So on that same note, this is actually the second shawl I made using Expression Fiber Arts pattern. The first one I made is this bad boy, and this one, oh my god, the colors just get me every single time. Look at that. And I accidentally made too many stitches, so it has a ruffle on the bottom. I didn't mean to do that, but just look at the colors. It's like a Monet painting. Look at me. This one's a little bit shorter because I ran out of yarn, but look at me. I'm beautiful. I'm in a shawl. Hold on. There we go. I'm beautiful. I'm amazing, graceful. it just looks so nice. And I can put my shawl pin on with it. Get my shawl pin. I've got my shawl pin now. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's so nice and it's so soft. This is 100% merino wool. The blue is like has a little glitter strand in it, the light blue, and then the dark blue is just like hand dyed. I think it's from a local dyer somewhere here in North Carolina. But anyway, so those are my two shawls. That comes in, and I love it. There's nothing more to say about it. I never thought 2021 would be the year for me for making shawls, but it is. And I can't wait to see 2022, what shawls I'll make then. Maybe I'll knit a shawl, because these are both crochet shawls. Okay, I guess we'll go in order of earliest. So the first, I think this is one of my, not my very first, but this was earlier in the year. And this is the Princess Cardigan that I made with these amazing leg of mutton sleeves. And it's like 3/4 length, and it's this beautiful light pink color. I'm not sure if you can really see the color that well, but I made a video about this, making the sleeves. Let me just try it on. And I'll put a picture of me wearing it here too, if I can get it on. Oh, my nail's stuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, so this is what she looks like. It's a sleeve. It's like nice and puffy and then like straight. And I don't know, there's just something about this. This is a, oh, I know what it is with this, why this piece is so sentimental, because this is the first time. So the story is I was at Joann's and I was looking through the yarn and I was just like, man, I just want something different. Like, I wonder if there's a shop that only sells yarn, because I had never even heard of a yarn store before. So then I looked it up and I saw there was one and it was close to me, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta go there. I gotta drive there. And they closed in like 10 minutes, so I drove over there really quick. I got there a couple minutes before they closed, and the lady was so nice, you know, she let me look around and stuff. And I saw this yarn and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. And this yarn store specializes in only like animal fibers, like natural fibers and cotton and things like that. And it was an alpaca cotton blend, and I had to have it. I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. They only had 4 hanks of it. I bought all 4, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna make with this, but I'm gonna make something gorgeous. And this came about, and then this is what the end product was, and I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy. This is my first time, you know, using like luxury, like really nice yarn. It was my first time in a yarn store before. Just, this piece is very sentimental to me. It's very sentimental. And when I was making it, I had so many mistakes, and I had to redo these sleeves so many times to get them right how I wanted them. And I had a lot of perseverance, I think, to push through this project. So when I just think back on making it, I'm just so happy. Everything about this project makes me happy. This is, I think, the happiest piece I have of the year, and the one I'm the most satisfied with. Yeah, so that's the Princess Cardigan, and it makes me feel like a little princess. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this one. So let's move on to the next one. Also, this is so lightweight, it's awesome. North Carolina's been having a very mild winter, and by mild I mean 75 degrees, and then the next day is like 20 degrees. So the Princess Cardigan is really good for that, just having something light to throw on, as well as okay, not my next project. I guess the next one I'm going to talk about is this one. If you've been watching my channel, you know what this is already. This is the Nia Long Cardigan. I'm not going to put it on because I don't feel like it, but this is the Nia Long Cardigan. I'll insert a picture right here. Go watch the video if you haven't already. But this cardigan, man, is just so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Someone commented on one of my videos that the collar really set it off, but I think it's funny because I think the collar is actually the weakest link in this cardigan, because it was kind of like, oh yeah, she's has a collar on hers, I had to add a collar on mine. It was like an afterthought. But this is made using a wool from Knit Picks and Diablo mohair from Hobby. And it's got a nice zipper on it. I didn't know this about the zipper, but it doesn't zip all the way down and out. It just zips all the way down, and like you can't separate it. Not a big deal because I put it on over my head anyway. But anyway, yeah, this is the Nia Long cardigan. I made a video about it. Everything is there if you want to see it. It's got this beautiful rib pattern. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but it's like rib detailing. I really like it. I'm proud of it. I haven't had a chance, I haven't worn it a whole lot, which is surprising. I probably will now since it is getting a little bit colder today. Like today, I think it was like 30 degrees or something like that. So I'll probably wear it a bit more now, get some more use out of it. I wore it ice skating once, I think. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, and I think it's just a nice solid red cardigan piece. So on to my next project. So I got back into knitting in 2021. I haven't knit since I was like a child, and I was watching Tiffany's videos and I was just like, oh my god, I have to start knitting again. Like there's so many nice knit patterns out there and I miss knitting, I really do. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna jump into this like head first. So I bought an interchangeable set of knitting needles. They're the Clover Takami ones from Amazon. I got them and I bought a set, and I had this leftover, no, I didn't have this leftover yarn. I went to Michael's, I bought some cheap acrylic yarn, and I said, I'm gonna start knitting right now. And I followed a video from, I'm not sure, but I will link it. So I got a video, I think it's inside out. Is it inside out? Where's the seam at? It's not inside out. Anyway, so I watched this video and I made it, and this is how it came out. There we go. And it's like really nice. It's Woolly's Thick and Quick yarn. It's got a strand of glitter in it. Not sure if you can see that, but there is a strand of glitter in the yarn. Let me show you what it looks like. Try it on. Ugh. Yeah. So it's like super thick, and if I knew it was gonna be this thick, I might not have put so much ribbing in the armhole. I probably would just go around one time instead of 2 rows, like I did for the neckline, because it's kind of like cutting into my armpits. But this is in the top 5 because this is my first knit garment I've ever made. Even when I was a child and I was knitting, I never knit a garment before. It was always like a scarf or something like that, or a shawl, like I have a knit shawl. But I've never made a knit garment before, and for my first piece to get back into knitting and it be a knit garment, it just feels so special to me. I really enjoyed making this. I was using like chunky needles and chunky yarn, so it went by super fast. The tutorial was super easy to follow, and I feel like this piece just gave me a lot of confidence to like step back into the knitting world. Yeah, so I'm so happy with it. I'm currently knitting the Novice Cardigan chunky edition for myself, and then I'm gonna knit one for my friend. So I'm doing that project, and I'm also knitting sweater number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'm working on that in a beautiful yarn. Hopefully I'll be able to show that to you guys a little bit later in another video. But yeah, those are the 2 projects I currently have. I don't even have a crochet project right now, which is crazy, yeah, because I mean 2020 when I started crocheting, I never thought I'd go back to knitting because I just loved it so much. Like crocheting was my life at that point, but now I'm back to knitting, and knitting is my life. And it's just crazy how things change so quickly. like 2021 is the year that I jump started my knitting, and I think 2022 honestly is going to be a year probably of mostly knitting and crocheting taking like a back burner, because 2020 was all crocheting, 2021 was mostly all crocheting, 2022 is going to be for knitting. So I hope that you like knitting content, because that is what I will be bringing to this channel. There will still be some crochet content, but probably just not as much as my knitting content. And yeah, I mean, that's this piece. I really like it. I learned how to do rib in this piece. I already knew how to do stockinette, but it's helped me like even out my tension, because the tension is kind of wonky in some areas, but like as it goes up, it gets a lot better. I also learned with this piece that I'm a very loose knitter, and I learned that also when I was trying to make socks for the first time, and I was using 9-inch circulars, and I was like, why is my sock coming out so much bigger with this specified number? Because my gauge is like super loose, so I'm just a very loose knitter. I wish I could have a little bit tighter gauge though, because I can't knit socks on 9-inch circulars now. I have to use magic loop, which is a pain. It's just a little hassle. But anyway, yeah, this is that piece, and now on to my final piece. Hold on. Oh, okay. Set that there. Okay, on to my final piece. You already know it was gonna make a comeback. It is the Limeberry Cardigan by Amelia Johansen, and it is so beautiful. I wore this thing to death in 2021, man. I mean, I literally wore it to death. And I'll put a picture of it right here so you can see a little bit better what it looks like. But man, I wore this thing to death. I used alpaca blaze yarn from Hobby. It's like an alpaca acrylic mix, and this is my first time doing so many new techniques. I've learned how to do a double brim, which is when you crochet and then fold it over and crochet into it. I made this little, hold on, let me see. There's this little design, see the little 3 holes right there, that repeats throughout the pattern. And I already knew this about myself, but I learned during this project that I suck at following patterns. Like, I really suck.
I think Coolsville sucks.
Picking off some pilling right now. I see some pilling. Anyway, I suck at following patterns. So after I did the brim, and then I learned how to do the top-down construction, which is with these corner stitches. Not sure if you can see where they are, but it's top-down construction. They use corner stitches to make the increases so it'll fit around you like that. So it's like there's 4 sets, well, 2 sets, one here and then one back the shoulders. So after I learned how to do that part, and then it was back to the normally scheduled program of just going back and forth with these double crochets and this little loop pattern here, I pretty much just tried to figure it out myself. Like, it was like every row is written out so you could be doing these and have them in the correct place. And I literally just I was like, oh, okay, one looks like it should go here, so I'll put one here. This one looks like it should go here, so I'll put one here. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense, but it makes sense to me. It's just so comfortable and it's so cozy. And I was sitting down watching TV and I forgot completely what I was doing, so it ended up coming really long. I normally don't make stuff this long, but it's long enough it like covers my butt. It's because I was like watching TV, like I said, and I just kept going and going without thinking about it, so it came out really long, which I am happy about. I don't really have too many long cardigans. They're all kind of cropped, like right here, like right at my waist. But this one is nice and long and it's so cozy. Yeah. So that's that. I should get like a wool shaver so I can get this pilling off, because this is probably gonna drive me crazy. But anyway, let's see. I think that's everything I have for you guys today. If you're interested in any of these pieces, I do have videos for a couple of them. I'll link in the description for this one, the tutorial that I used. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Also link the shawl pin so you guys can get one if you're interested. For something handmade and custom, I think it was a really good price. It was very reasonable. I have some goals for this year that I've set, and so far I am sticking to them. One of them is to be better, like create more content, which I'm super excited about, creating knitting content, that sort of thing. But if you have anything you would like to see me do in the new year, leave a comment below. And tell me about your goals too. I would love to hear about them. I love reading the comments. I get so many comments, and that makes me really happy because it feels like we're part of a community, you know what I mean? But anyway, my name is Mimi. It was nice to talk to you today. Yeah, if you like to, you can subscribe. If you don't, then I don't care. Anyway, tune in tomorrow where I will be live from a ditch. Bye.